The German 11th Army's first task was to break through into the Crimea. The cities of Perekop and Ishin guarded the narrow corridor of land which linked the Crimea to the bulk of Ukraine. Erich Oscar Hansen's 54th Corps, with its 45th and 73rd Infantry Divisions, broke through at Perekop at the cost of 2,641 casualties in 6 days of fighting. The Soviet forces launched a counteroffensive against the 11th Army's flank at Melitopol. Manstein withdrew his other corps in order to deal with it. The resulting battle ended with the destruction of 2 attacking Soviet armies. By the time that this threat had been dealt with, the Stavka had rushed in reinforcements and established another defense line at Ishin. Ordered to concentrate on the Crimea once more, Manstein launched his 54th Corps. This time with the support of the German 22nd Infantry Division, into the assault. The Soviet forces enjoyed local air superiority and armored reserves. On October 30th, the Soviet defenses detected the spearhead of the German 132nd Infantry Division. And shelled it at 12:30 on November 1st using Battery 30's 305mm coastal guns. The Germans designated the fort as Fort Maxim Gorky I, where Mach lacked sufficient air and mobile units to force a decision. Instead, Manstein ordered Hansen's 54th Corps to head east down the Sevastopol-Simferopol rail line towards Yalta. While the 72nd Infantry Division was to head to Balaclava, effectively encircling Sevastopol. Once there, it would attack Sevastopol from the east. The 132nd made reasonable progress, but was stopped on November 2nd by the 8th Naval Brigade. The Wehrmacht suffered 428 casualties. Manstein ordered a halt for a week, whilst bringing up reserves. Manstein wanted to launch an attack as soon as possible, but his logistical lines were poor. Wanting to avoid strong Soviet forces protecting the north of the port, including the 95th Rifle Division, Manstein chose to press the center and southern Soviet defenses. He ordered the German 50th Infantry Division to probe the center of the Soviet line east of the Crimea River. The 132nd Infantry Division supported the probe and was able to push to within 4 kilometers of Severnaya Bay. The 72nd Rifle Division, with the support of the coastal batteries, moved in to stop the attack. The 72nd Infantry Division continued towards Balaclava, and the 22nd Infantry Division joined the assault. Assisted by shelling from 2 light cruisers and the battleship Peresskaya Kommuna, the Red Army halted this attack. And Manstein called off the offensive on November 21st. Having lost 2,000 men. Manstein recognized that he could not take the port quickly, and was going to have to organize a proper set-piece offensive. With German offensive operations suspended in December, Manstein found himself the only commander on the Eastern Front with an offensive mission. He was not ready to carry out his attack until December 17th. In the meantime, Oktyabrski used the interval to sail the 11,000 soldiers of the 388th Rifle Division into Sevastopol between 7 to 13 December. Soviet engineers began laying extensive minefields and barbed wire belts. By the time of the Axis attack, Petrov's force held a strong defensive position. The naval commander demanded that Petrov hold the coast along the northern flank of Sevastopol on the Belbek River in order to retain Coastal Battery 10. an artillery complex near Manstein. On the other hand, the German 54th Corps had only 15,551 men in its 4 infantry divisions. Over 7,000 soldiers in the German 11th Army were on the sick list at that time. It was also short of artillery ammunition and heavy artillery. In order to commit as many forces to the battle as possible, Manstein left the weak 42nd Corps, containing just the 46th Infantry Division and 2 Romanian brigades, to protect the entire front from Yalta to Kerch. The attack began at 6:10 on December 17. The 22nd Infantry Division attacked the 8th Naval Brigade on the Belbek River. Pushing west towards the coast, while the 50th and 132nd Infantry Divisions conducted fixing attacks on the Soviet center. The 22nd succeeded in rolling up the flank of the Naval Brigade after 5 days of fighting. However, Oktyabrski ordered its retirement south towards Sevastopol. Abandoning Manstein and forming a new front north of Belbek city and the Belbek River. In the south, 30th Corps tried and failed to break through with the 72nd and 170th Infantry Divisions. Only minor gains were made against the 172nd Rifle Division, even with help from the Romanian 1st Mountain Brigade. By this time, the Axis was facing a serious manpower and artillery shortage. The German 11th Army's divisions had anywhere between 35 and 75% of their initial strength. The German 22nd Infantry Division was the strongest division, and was only short 1,750 personnel, while the weakest was the 132nd Infantry Division, which was short 2,300 men. The 170th Infantry Division and had to collapse one of its regiments to bring the others up to strength. The German infantry force was a fragile force at Sevastopol, and Manstein could not afford to squander it. German doctrine stressed bypassing strong points, but since this was not possible, German infantry were forced to reduce one fort after another. Some 65 Sturmgeschütz 3 assault guns were available to support them. The assault was based around battalion-strength infantry assault groups supported by a platoon of engineers and a few assault guns. Two pioneer battalions were attached to each division to spearhead the attack and break through fixed and fortified defenses. The 8 battalions of 54th Corps each contained around 386 men on average, and were equipped with 10 to 12 flamethrowers. (28 to 30 mine detectors, 3,000 kilograms of high explosives, 2,200 hand grenades, and 500 smoke grenades. The 300th Panzer Battalion, a remote-controlled tank unit using the Goliath track mine, was made available for destroying fortifications. The total number of artillery pieces came to 785 German and 112 Romanian medium and heavy guns. Most of these were under the command of 54th Corps, the main assault force. To reinforce the 11th Army, the Romanians were committed to the assault. The Romanian 18th Infantry Division was at full strength, and plenty of Romanian infantry were available. However, the 18th Division was inexperienced and made up of reservists. The weakness of their artillery and supporting arms made the Romanian 10th Corps reliant on the German forces for anything other than set-piece infantry attacks. Manstein demanded an all-out assault by the Luftwaffe before the main ground action began. Situated only 70 kilometers from Sevastopol, the German formations had barely enough time to reach altitude before reaching their targets. The 8th Air Corps began its bombing campaign along the north and southeast of the city.